station is... This is the train to... The next station is Oddly Untouched.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 8 of...
Not episode 9.
Thank you, Joey. Just to clarify,
Episode 8.
this is episode 8, not episode 9 of the Wild Cards podcast. My name is Connor, and when I go to Panera Bread, my go-to order is a broccoli cheddar soup in a bread bowl with an extra piece of bread on the side, and we're getting a warm chocolate chip cookie. Joey, what about you?
That's an expensive order, Connor, but I think when I go to... I'm Joey. I'm back again. Round 2, 3, 4, I don't know.
This is round 3.
Third time I've been on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Third time's a charm.
Last time I'll be here for the summer until I'm officially a resident and a full-time podcaster. But when I go to Panera Bread, it's quick and easy. Pick 2, broccoli cheddar soup, and macaroni and cheese with the French baguette on the side. That's it.
I'm Nick. When I go to Panera, I don't know what it's actually called, as usual, in this segment, but I think it's the pick 2 as well. Is that like a sandwich and a...
Yeah.
Okay, so I go the mac and cheese, and then, I don't know what type of sandwich, but probably some like ham, cheese, some sort of combination like that, some panini or something.
I've never had a Panera sandwich, actually.
They're pretty good.
Me neither. I always
like
just
them.
go for the soup.
Yeah, the tomato soup is pretty good too.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Alec?
Hello, folks. It's Alec, and I have to say I'm not a regular at Panera. However, Connor and I go numerous times, and I think I've been.
Yeah, we've had some pretty nice Panera dates recently.
Yeah, I think I've been to Panera maybe 5 times, but I actually just get what Connor gets because I'm not really an expert on the menu. So I just kind of grab the the cheddar broccoli soup,
Cheddar, yeah, in a
and
bread
then
bowl.
I throw that in the bread bowl, and then the key is you just dip the bread the whole time, and it's delicious. So probably gonna wash that down with a Pepsi if I had to pick.
I wonder...
Big Pepsi guy.
I'm
You're
a
a
big
Pepsi at
Pepsi
Five
guy.
Guys too,
No
right?
free ads, dude.
For Pepsi
That
or
was
Five
not a-
Guys or Panera Bread?
All of the above.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? It's Noah, and when I go to Panera Bread, I do the U-Pick 2, and I get a grilled cheese and a mac and cheese bowl.
He's a cheesy guy.
Okay, so
I'm cheesy.
brings up a fair point. I don't mean to go on a tangent, but I'm a super anti-grilled cheese at restaurant guy.
Oh, they're so good. Diner grilled cheese is fantastic.
But, like, come on, man. You're going out of your house to get food, and you're going to get a grilled cheese.
What if there's something on it? What, like it's a bacon or like...
It's stuff like... Dude, please...
We're gonna take a timeout real quick.
Please, you're going to come in.
Noah, you want to introduce our guest for the week?
First, got to put it in the strawberry banana smoothie at Panera. Those are fantastic.
Okay.
But also, I'd like to introduce to everybody my good friend from high school, the brother that I actually never had, Alec. He was a great swimmer in high school. He swims in college right now. Great guy. Ian. Ian has joined the pod.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Ian.
What's up? I'm Ian.
All right, Ian, you have an important...
When I go to Panera,
Okay.
I get a pick 2 barbecue mac and cheese and half steak and arugula
Barbecue?
I
sandwich.
didn't know that was a thing, but it sounds good.
They do a
Yeah.
lot of different stuff
It's
with
like
their
Morphin
mac
or
and
something?
cheese.
I don't know.
They have a shrimp mac
So
and cheese.
apparently
don't
when
they?
Uber
They have a
Eats,
lot.
if someone's ordering near you, you get free delivery.
Yeah, that's with everything.
So,
with any restaurant, not just Panera.
yeah, I know. Duh. So I live next to Hofstra. So it's always free delivery. So I've got Panera recently, and that's been the move. But to go on Joey's point, you're going to go out and get something that you can put a bread, slice of cheese,
Yeah, I don't
and another
support
piece
that
of
either.
bread in a pan for 30 seconds, and you
Yeah.
have grilled cheese. You're going to go out and buy that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't make grilled cheeses like other places can.
But
And-
do you realize, like, these other places can make,
Oh,
like,
I-
100 other things that you
Oh, yeah.
cannot make?
Yeah, definitely. It's probably a childish order, but I mean, it's
If it's
just
what you
great.
go with,
I
it's
got
what you go with.
another grilled cheese take I heard. This could be a regular thing in this episode.
Yeah.
It's going to be Ian blowing
so-
his nose.
So Ian has a deviated septum.
If anyone knows me, I blow my nose, and I really don't know how to breathe.
So you might be hearing some weird little background noise. It's just
We're
Ian
not going to edit it out at
living-
all. We're gonna let Ian...
We're gonna amplify it.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying that, so
it's just-
it doesn't just make me sound lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah. It's intentional.
Yeah. Another
'Cause we would not have edited
another
that
quick
out.
grilled cheese hot take. Recently, I heard that grilled cheese.
This is the first segment, folks.
We haven't even
hot
gotten
take.
to the first segment.
Yeah, I heard someone say the other day that they prefer. This is someone at work told me that they prefer to make grilled cheese instead of with butter. They use Hellman's mayonnaise.
That's
Ew.
disgusting.
So they lather the pan with.
They lather the bread with
Mayonnaise?
mayonnaise. and then grill it.
Is
Which
it- oh,
doesn't
okay.
seem like
I can
that
see
horrible
it.
an idea.
I can see
I can
it.
see
I
it,
could
but like,
see it.
why?
It's a very
I don't
white
know.
thing to do.
It wasn't a white
I mean,
person.
no, but
Oh.
mayonnaise is.
Whoa.
Plot twist.
Plot twist.
You must have learned it from a white person.
All right, we're gonna stop this now. We're gonna get into our top 5 of the week, and Joey, I think this was your idea. So do you want to start us off? Introduce the idea for the week. Words.
I want to go last.
Joey wants to go
I'm
last.
going
okay.
to defer my pick. I'm going to let my new friend Ian start us off. The defender of the no grilled cheese at the restaurant. is
Alright,
gonna
so
kick
I've
off
never
with candy.
been a big candy guy.
Yeah, our top 5 for the week is
That's a
top
shame.
5
Sorry,
candies.
it's top 5 candies. I'm not a big candy guy. I definitely would just go for a burger instead of just snacks like candy. And
Generally not in an opportunity where you can decide between one or the other.
Yeah.
never seen my fridge in my house.
Are you shoving
Why are you
burgers in
keeping
your pants?
candy in the
Yeah,
fridge?
what?
Well, pantry or fridge.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of food.
Are you sneaking
So-
burgers into the movies?
I have
Whoa.
Great.
Stick-
Five
sticking
Guys
McDouble
burger in
down
the
your
wrap
pants?
in your hoodie pocket.
Oh.
That's fair.
So my start number 5, and I'm gonna go Snickers.
Oh,
Big.
good one.
I do like Snickers. And
Do you like 'em frozen?
The ice cream Snickers.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So
pretty
good.
pretty good.
It's a good pick.
4, I'm gonna go Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Chocolate guy.
4, I'm gonna go
Respect
Kit
it.
Kat.
Now, just to clarify, when you eat the Kit Kat,
You
split it?
split.
Oh,
good,
Crunch,
good,
yes,
good.
one at a time.
just making sure.
Just like the commercials. Do you know
Um,
anybody that doesn't do that?
Yes.
I-
Yeah,
there's
a lot of
couple
Yes, a
people.
lot
They
of
just go
people.
straight
They
by-
just
they
go
actually-
straight.
They actually
Right.
just came out with one giant Kit Kat people like that. It's just one big bar.
What? Just
Yeah.
keep
Really?
flavor?
Yeah, I
Interesting.
saw it at CBS the other day.
I don't like that. Okay, continue.
Number 3 is gonna be probably a sleeper. Crunch.
Ooh.
The love
yes.
crunch.
Ooh,
Crunch is a
Completely
good
forgot.
one.
I have to alter my
Crunch.
list.
Crunch is a good one. Number 2, I'm going York peppermint patties.
Yes,
Yes.
I would
Wow.
almost put that. I'm so happy you did because that is
Yeah.
an underrated candy.
Very good one. Love those. Makes your breath smell good. And number 1, I'm gonna have to go Sour Patch Kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Not with the
Wow.
It's a
chocolate.
good list.
I can go with a good.
What's your
package
favorite
of Sour Patch
flavor?
Kids.
Do you like the watermelon ones? Or?
Original.
Ooh.
The original Sour
Yeah,
Patch
that's
Kids.
a debate right
And
there.
then I go-
Watermelons.
And then if
The
I have to go,
watermelons
if I
are
have to go
good.
color, the yellow.
Really?
Yeah, because
I'm a-
you're gonna
it's
get
the sour
candy.
as
You
Yeah,
well.
want
it is.
Sour.
I'm a
Sour.
huge orange flavored anything guy, so I like the orange ones.
I'm
Are the
like
blue
opposite
Sour
of that.
Patch Kids, are those the new ones that they added?
Yeah. Well,
Because
I mean,
didn't
they're not
they
really
just
new
add-
anymore.
Yeah.
Well, but you know what I mean, like new
Yeah,
to the Sour
Yeah,
Patch
yeah.
Kids
They're the
family.
newest. Yep.
The family.
I'm not very
The
well
orphanage.
versed.
There's no parents.
They
It's a sour,
adopted the
it's a
blue one.
Sour Patch orphanage.
I'm such a candy guy. I could have a top 5, top 5 gummy candies, top 5 toy candy, top
dude,
5
okay,
chocolate
flex, dude,
bars.
chill.
Yeah, jeez.
Well, this is why you're going
So
last.
I'll take it next.
Joey
So
has a
I'm gonna
top
switch it up
15
on
to
you guys
see.
a little bit. I will say I'm a big chocolate guy too, but my first 2 are more candy based. The first one is Swedish Fish. To go
Okay.
off your Sour Patch Kids play, but Swedish Fish only the variation flavor pack. So where you have the
All
red,
the different colors.
yellow,
Yes.
green, blue, which are basically Sour Patch Kids without the sour.
I-
Absolutely delicious.
I agree with you
I never
because
thought
I
of
think
that.
the only red Swedish Fish gets old after like 3.
Yes,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
variation pack's so good.
Dude, if you've ever had the 5-pound Sam's Club bag of Swedish Fish, just
Last year, at the end of freshman
On the
year,
night.
with my remaining dining dollars, I bought a massive bag
Yeah,
of
you
variation.
did. I
That's where
remember
went.
that.
I bought 2 of them.
I
Actually.
remember that.
oh yeah, the clear one, right?
Yep.
But those were off-brand Swedish Fish.
No, they were Swedish.
Were they
Fish.
actual?
Probably the most expensive Swedish fish to ever be sold.
It's
Yeah.
Okay.
How much you buy the
Pretty
bag
good.
for? $30.
I don't know, something like that. My number 4, Nerds Rope.
Are you going? Okay. Oh yeah.
That's very.
That's
That's,
a-
almost as candy as you could get.
That's-
Nerds
yeah.
Rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love a good Nerds Rope. Number 3, we're moving on to chocolate Reese's,
Of course.
Okay.
which
Yeah.
is Reese's,
Of
not
course.
Reese's, by the way, for
It
the
is
uncultured
not
swines out there.
Reese's.
It's
Thank
Reese's.
you.
Reese's.
It is
So
Reese's.
that chocolate peanut butter combo is undefeated. Love it.
peanut butter chocolate flavor.
Yeah. I can go on my Reese's Puffs rant again about my 2 50-ounce boxes on Amazon, $9 total. Steal. Number 2 spot, you said Crunch, which made me have to switch this up. This was originally Skittles, but I removed it. It's not Crunch, but Mr. Goodbar.
Okay.
Interesting.
Way to sneak
Sleeper
in
pick.
another pick.
Sleeper. What?
Way to sneak in another pick. Honorable mention Skittles.
Oh, what are you mad at
I have an honorable mention at the end. I'll wait.
So do I, but they get frowned upon at the end. You're gonna see Alec do one of these, so they'll just you're
One of
gonna
the
see
big
Connor
emotions.
keep glancing over the clock like
Okay, Mister. We have to keep this under 20.
Mister,
right?
Mister, we're gonna make these 15-minute short, sweet, to the point, but
I
you
said,
go on the
I
most
said 20
tangents.
to 30 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna say my number 1 now. It's M&M's. Pretty much any flavor. M&M's are a classic. Don't give me that finger motion, Alec.
Whoa!
Basically, any flavor, just a classic. It's like a good candy chocolate mix, in my opinion. It's not very candy, but it makes you feel like you're eating.
If you had to
candy,
pick
so-
your favorite type of M&Ms, what would they be?
honestly,
Pretzels?
peanut
Regular?
butter, but the pretzel is a good pick too. The peanut butter pretzel regular.
I got really hooked on the candy corn ones that Halloween
Ew,
did.
what?
Ew.
Never heard of
Yeah.
it.
Yo,
So
I'm
I
gonna
will
say
say,
this.
by the way,
The ranking is actually peanut butter,
We can have a
pretzel,
top 5 on this.
mini M&Ms, regular M&Ms.
I'll say
Alec, over to you.
Wait, before you go, another tangent.
what is going on here?
Do you know how M&Ms were invented?
Yeah, because the army they want to get the chocolate all over them.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, because it melts
They
in your
made
hand,
them
not
for
or
the-
it melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
Yes.
Yep. Great commercial, by the way. Leslie
Way
Odom
to be
Jr.
woke.
The
Yes,
Candyman commercial.
yes.
Great commercial.
Leslie Odom Jr., great guy.
All right, speaking of M&Ms, my top 5 peanut butter M&Ms.
Okay. He
Now I
specifies.
am a big M&M guy. There's nothing like the original. However, I do think that peanut butter M&Ms. What is happening here?
He's gonna blow his nose again.
He has to go blow his nose again. All right, we're gonna go back. Okay, coming up my number 4 spot.
Folks, we are deep in this podcast. We're 3 lists through.
I agree with Mr. Deviated Septum, who is blowing his nose in the corner at the moment. But York peppermint patties.
I can't believe 2 of you guys. I thought.
I just
That's a
love. It's so
interesting pick.
refreshing.
It's so
and
refreshing.
cool.
You can only have like 3 of them. They're not
Yeah.
a candy you
Yeah.
can probably, but
No.
it's like a very enjoyable.
What's the other
thing.
mint? Junior mints. Those
Junior
are good.
mints.
No,
Those are-
no.
I
They're
like
not,
them,
they're
but
not,
they're not
as
as
good
good.
as a York, but they sell them. They have them in like
The best mints are the Andes mints
No.
that you
Oh,
get at
chocolate
like the
ones?
restaurants.
Yeah, I like those.
oh.
Not quite a mint, but Mentos.
No.
Well,
What?
that's taking it into a different mint
Yeah.
category.
That is a
I
different
know,
category.
but it's still like
That's like in
It's
between.
not chocolate mint. We're talking about chocolate.
I still
Yeah,
prefer
chocolate.
what? Oh, okay.
the fruitier Mentos than the.
Oh, for sure. That's what I meant.
What?
I like
Are
Mentos
you
in my
serious?
soda.
You don't like Mentos? That's not what? We trying to blow
Alright,
your stomach up?
Yeah. Have you ever had Mentos with soda?
I haven't eaten them.
No, you drop the Mento in first, and then you drink
No,
the
you
soda.
chug the soda
No.
and then you just
Eat like 4 Mentos.
You just.
Dude,
I would love to see what happened.
Can we please
Can we
do this
try
on video and put it on the
Can we do it tonight?
Yeah, we'll tilt someone's head back.
Yourself?
I'll do it.
We'll
We
tilt
don't
someone.
have Mentos.
We can go get some.
We'll go to the
I
store.
might have Mentos.
We'll go to the store.
I have a car.
We'll tilt someone's head back and just pour some soda in there, and then just dump a pack of Mentos in and see what happens.
It's like the sprayed banana challenge.
Hey.
Let's
I
move
didn't
this
think
along,
was going
folks.
on.
Move this
You guys
along.
know I'm talking about mints. Mints don't even belong in the category.
Mr. 15.
I feel offended that like mints are taking over this top 5. I had this felt like such a good idea. I'm so glad I went last and saved this. This is a disgrace.
For the record, I would like to point out that not a single person has had a mint on their list.
No one has had a mint in their list.
All
It's
right.
always like, I'm disgusted here.
But not mint flavored candy. Whatever. Go ahead.
All right, just to clarify, in case you guys didn't get that, number 4 was York.
Mint.
Peppermint
Now the funny
patties.
thing about I'm kidding.
Yorks. All right, moving on to my number 3 because we really need to pick up the pace here, folks. Sour Patch Kids. A lot of people like the watermelons better. I personally disagree. I like the
Wow.
variety and I like the what's the word?
Flavors.
Diversity.
Diversity.
I like the
Oh, okay.
diversity.
Yeah.
We're all about
Sour Patch
diversity
Kids.
and inclusion.
We're all
Huge
about
inclusion
diversity.
Yeah,
and
we just had our wild cards HR training for that. So
Yeah,
good
Yeah,
pick
we
up
just
there.
want
Yeah.
everybody to feel welcome. Number 2 spot. I have a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah, there we go.
We have some high praise for the peppermint and chocolate combination.
Nothing
but
better than
there's
peanut
nothing
butter.
better than a peanut butter and chocolate combination.
Absolutely.
My number 1. This is going to get me yelled at in about 11 seconds.
Don't you dare
What?
say Almond Joy.
Almond Joy is so good. I have one today. I love Almond Joy.
Joey's face of this. Joey's
You better be careful with this pick. Dude.
Go.
Okay,
If you say something like,
Just say
hear
it.
me out.
Rip the band-aid off.
You're not gonna say like
Just
Necco,
go, just
that
go.
Necco stuff, right? Like little chocolate
Oh,
flavored
No, no.
runs.
Oh,
Here we are. Everybody, shh. I am a huge chocolate guy.
Okay. Just normal chocolate.
For
I
me,
don't see how this could go
For
wrong.
me, there is nothing better than just a Hershey's bar.
Okay, that's fine.
Nothing
That's
fancy.
not egregious,
Nothing
but
fancy.
ew.
Yeah.
The
No.
cookies and cream bar
Cookies and
for
cream
sure
is
over
way
that.
better.
Even
Sometimes
almonds.
sometimes you just gotta go back to the original. It's
I
good
just-
taste.
No, the
I
only thing
respect
that's
that.
useful is s'mores. Like the
Are
only thing
we
that's
all in
useful
agreement
is
here that dark chocolate is by far the worst chocolate?
No, it's the
Absolutely
best. It's by far
not.
the
It's
best.
so
Dark
I
chocolate
hate dark
is
chocolate.
awesome.
I hate
You
dark
started
chocolate.
that sentence. I was like, oh, he's gonna say the best. I'm about to agree. And then you said worst.
But
Like,
dude, if you
what?
just want to rip a chocolate bar, you're gonna go to a Hershey's. Like there's
No,
Dove,
no.
There's all these variations. Whatever. This is getting
No,
long.
no. There
All
are
right, no.
Yeah, let's move on
better
here.
and more expensive.
Okay. All right. Starting off my top 5. Easy pick, peanut butter M&Ms.
Nice.
Great.
Solid.
Fantastic. Number 4, Reese's Pieces.
Pieces.
Love them.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. No, I don't have anything against it.
I'll take
Wow.
out
You see, they're making the like Reese's cups with Reese's Pieces.
Yes, they've already had
He's
those.
about to say something.
Joey's sitting here like a
He's
fucking
giving me the finger.
professor.
He's giving me the
Just
not
no,
that
no,
finger. He's
trust
giving
me.
me the weight finger.
Number 3, which I'm surprised no one else had on their list, Skittles.
Yeah, because this is
I-
such a
honorable
horrible
mention.
group for candy. This is a disgrace to candy.
Here's my thing: is that I can't eat candy so much I get sick. Like I used to sit in bed and just pound Skittles. I get sick after a while. I can't do it that much.
Joey still wakes up and pounds
Pounds
stack. I used to have an English teacher, and
You know how you have like
Not-
you know how you have coffee in the morning?
oh, there goes my story. Okay.
You know how you have coffee in the morning? Joey
No.
just wakes up and eats a Skittle.
Just
Skittle,
one.
just not a Skittle bag.
He just pours it
in
down
his
the
mouth.
Yeah.
It's good for the day.
Joey's so sad. I wish you could see his face right now.
Just keep going. I'm just getting more depressed.
Number 2, mini M&Ms in the little tubes that you get for
Oh, that's a good choice.
Easter.
I love the little
Yeah, how you
sound.
can take like little shots of them.
Yeah, or you pour them in your ice cream.
Yeah, that's really good.
What
too.
would you guys have done if I said that my number one candy was a Pez dispenser?
I was literally thinking
I
you were going to
almost
say
put it on my
that.
list.
What?
I almost put it on my list.
Pez?
Pez?
I watched,
Dude, when I
was
watched
growing up,
Pawn Stars,
Pez is
and
so
like
good.
apparently they're collectible.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But
A
like
lot
the
of
candy
them
blows.
It's not
I like the
good.
candy.
Candy's so
honestly.
good.
I
I love
I
the
just
candy.
pound the candy
How
straight.
do you feel about Smarties?
Which
Oh, the
ones?
sour ones? To die for.
Which-
Okay, we're
Okay.
doing top 5s. We're not doing.
There's so
like,
many honorable
Which
mentions
ones
here.
do you like?
Number one.
Okay, number 1. Since Nick decided to already spoil my number 1,
Whoa.
this is the Reese's peanut butter cups with the pieces inside.
I didn't know that was out already.
It is.
I've
It's been
only seen
out
the
for a
commercials
while.
for it.
On
dude.
Culture
Damn, Nick.
Swine.
Joey waited outside and released it.
I don't even like the peanut butter and chocolate. I'm not a big peanut butter and chocolate guy. Like, honestly, I'm not a big Reese's fan. But
Oh,
I've
and you're
had
calling
them.
us trash? All 4 of us have
I
had
eat
Reese's
them.
on
I
our
like
list.
them. They're okay.
He
But I like a whole lot.
probably
of
says
them.
Reese's.
No.
Yeah, Joey's definitely a guy that calls them Reese's.
All right,
Reese's.
Connor, let's get yours.
Yeah,
Also-
I'm gonna go with my
Go.
list.
Okay.
All right, my number 5. I think we've all said it so far. Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
Love me some Sour Patch Kids. Once again, not the watermelon ones. Just
What is wrong with you guys?
don't get me wrong. I really like the watermelon ones.
The watermelon
but
ones are great.
I
They're
prefer
so much
I
better.
prefer the variety of
the
just
diversity.
yes and inclusion because that's what we're all about here at the Wild Cards Podcast.
Watermelons are all the same. You don't get any.
Yeah, they're all good.
Now, I've got a huge trend of diversity and inclusion going on in my list here. Number 4, I don't think anyone else has said this yet. Starburst.
Oh, no.
Overrated.
Overrated.
I like Starburst.
Overrated.
I like Starburst. Number
The
3.
tropical
Starburst
pack.
something
I
that-
had the idea for Starburst Unwrapped way before they came out.
Starburst.
Congratulations, dude.
Starburst is like something like you find at your grandma's house that's like stale
Yeah.
and sitting there for like 10
You get like the
years.
2-pack on
That's a
Halloween,
bad
and you're like,
team.
okay.
Yeah.
The tropical pack though does kind of smack sometimes.
Dude, I
Yeah.
just need
Yeah.
I need the actual full size Starburst unwrapped. They teased us and gave us the little ones that are unwrapped in the bag. But
Never
I
had
can
Starburst unwrapped.
They're so good.
Dude,
they're
they
they're
come,
Starburst.
they come in a little bag instead of like the bar.
Yeah, they
So
come in like a little pouch.
You can just
I can
scoop
imagine.
handfuls out,
Yeah,
put
I
them in
can
your mouth.
imagine.
Bro,
so
you're
happy.
Joey's going down the diabetic path
All
here.
right.
My number 3, nice bag of Skittles.
Easy.
Love Skittles.
Okay.
Number 2, Reese's peanut butter cups.
It's got to be on there.
And number 1, this is just I know it's an unpopular opinion, but it's without a doubt my favorite candy. Mike and Ike's.
Good one.
Well, that's
Good
that's a
love,
That's a good
Mike
one.
and
That's
Ike's.
an
That's a
unpopular-
really
that's
good
a
one for those machines that take a quarter and just spit out a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like-
Like, you just want a handful.
For most of the time when I go to the movies, Mike and Ike's are my go-to
Yeah.
candy of choice.
That also made me think of
Good.
jelly beans.
Like any sort of
Classic.
jelly beans.
Do you guys remember when
Starburst
Mike?
jelly beans.
Starburst
Sour
jelly beans.
Patch Kids jelly beans.
Yes.
Oh, that should have been my number
God.
1. I'm absolutely.
Do you guys
missed
remember
that.
when Mike and Ike pulled the
Where
Yeah,
they split
worst
up.
we're
marketing
splitting.
stunt in
Terrible.
history?
Terrible.
Worse than
Terrible.
worse than IHOB.
Yes.
It might
be worse.
than
What
Mike.
was the
Nobody
Mike
even
when they
talked
like
about it.
erased ice.
Scratch
Yeah,
out
there was
milk
like you could
or
either
ice.
buy Mike's
Or
or
Ike.
Ike's.
It was the worst.
That's like the right Twix.
It was
That's
not-
what I was
that's
saying. It's the
terrible.
worst left.
No,
Right
but
Twix.
Rice Twix Left Twix is kind of cool.
Because at least they made like a bunch of like
It's like
somewhat funny
but
commercials
literally
about it.
nobody even. Everyone talked about IHOP. Nobody talked about this. You just went to the store and you were like,
Can I get
why
Mike
is
and
Mike's
Ike's?
Why is
scratched
one-
out?
Yeah. It
Who
was
are you-
literally
Who are you ordering Mike and X from?
no. It's just like you know what I mean. Like you just you never went up to your friends after it happened. You were like, I'm in the mood for some Mikes
or Ike's.
or Ike's. You
At
just,
least,
it was
at least
always
the
just
Twix
Mike and
thing
Ike's.
is it makes for some
I like
funny
Twix
commercials.
things. I like
Yeah.
those things. All right, let's get Joe.
All right, Joe. Hey,
Okay, Joey, your
All right,
list.
fine. Let me
All right,
come
let's
in
bow down.
and
This better be
save
gold.
this
This is
top
about to be
five.
the worst.
this is
list.
literally gonna be worse.
So
are you gonna say it or
He's
no?
frozen. He's frozen.
He's second guessing
He's
himself.
rattled.
So Ian said this claims he's not a big candy guy, which is really sad for a human being to not be passionate and love candy or food. But
Yeah, let's wrap
I
this
grew
up.
I grew up in a household that always had a full corner in the kitchen devoted to the candy stash. So this will be the first episode of this podcast that I ever send to my mom, because my mom's gonna vouch for me here. Because people would walk into my house and be like, "Dude, how is your family not like 500 pounds?" Because there's always just stacks of candy. So this is why this top 5 is going to be the greatest. All right, so number 5.
After a long
I'm-
intro.
I'm not going to start this off too hot, because number 5, I'm going with Haribo sugar-free gummy bears.
What is wrong with you,
All right,
dude?
keep going. Number 4.
Okay.
You
We're
just
not
kissed
even
off.
talking
I
about
don't even
that.
want to talk about that.
No.
This
Why-
is
and
disgraceful.
Wait, Haribo?
Haribo?
It's Haribo.
Oh, whatever.
Haribo.
H-A-I-R.
It's Jason
R.I.B.
You can be
Oh.
my hair.
If you don't
is
know
Seagull.
It
about
is Seagull.
if you don't know about Haribo or Haribo or Haribo,
Haribo.
How many ways are you
Wait,
gonna
is
find
that
to
the
pronounce
company?
it?
Haribo.
Is that the
I'm gonna
company
say
that has the
Haribo because I
commercial
call
with the
Haribo.
kid in charge?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna just say, if you don't know about the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears, I'll inform you about them at the end of this podcast.
Oh no.
Oh no!
All right, number 4. This one's a good one. That's Twizzlers, but the peel ones.
Yes.
The yellow and red combo.
Those
No.
are good too.
The-
But you're talking
Dude,
about
I-
like
I'm
I
talking
had-
about the
yes.
stringy
Yes.
Twizzlers.
I had hope. The yellow and red combo is the only good variation of
the
Twizzlers.
yellow and red
No.
combos.
No,
those
I
are
want-
good.
I
The peel
prefer
ones.
lemonade.
The
that are
thicker
soft.
ones.
Yes,
You remember the Twizzlers
yeah.
where
Yes, you can either eat the whole thing like with them
no,
all
that's
together,
the
or you
same
can
thing as
peel them
string
up.
cheese. You never eat the whole thing.
Yes,
Oh, we
sometimes
don't.
I do.
you do.
Sometimes I do.
I've never actually peeled string cheese.
Sometimes I
I
get
peel it
it.
like 3
Twizzlers,
times and then I'm like,
Get out.
Twizzlers are so good as straws too.
Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Great.
Well, these ones, the peel ones are solid.
They're, yeah,
so
they're
you
solid,
can't-
but the like
I
hollow
think
one now.
Noah has
hollow
found
one.
his substitution for plastic straws.
Yeah.
let's hear it for the
Twizzlers.
environment.
Yeah.
In the world.
Hey, we just HR.
Yeah.
HR's always on top.
Inclusion,
Yeah.
diversity,
this is
saving
kind of
the
a candy too. I
environment.
didn't think like you know like the 7-Eleven. You don't know the 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven
Why'd
isn't
you
in
just call
Vermont,
me out
which
like
is
that?
ridiculous. I just found that out
7-Eleven,
today on
there's
my
like
car ride
a
home.
million on Long Island.
Yeah.
Yes, there are.
Yes.
All right, so
We
you know
live and breathe 7-Eleven.
this isn't a pick, but do you know like the straws you get at 7-Eleven, the candy straws, the sour?
Yes.
Those are really good. But
Moving on.
number 4 or 3 now. I just got to go with the classic Skittles, sour Skittles preferably. I think sour Skittles are my number 3, but regular
I
Skittles.
can
I'm gonna
respect that.
say
pick.
I
Skittles.
like sour Skittles.
Remember when they did the Skittles that were like the core Skittles where they had 2 flavors put
Yeah.
into one? Those
You
were
guys ever
fun.
had the hot Skittles?
No.
No.
That's
Okay.
when Nick dips regular
Yeah.
Skittles and Frank's Red Hot.
No, it's an actual thing.
All right, so number 2. This is all classic. This was my favorite candy pretty much for my entire life until I was introduced to my number 1 candy. Number 2, got to go with the straight up classic Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry. That's
Love
a
Snickers.
great one.
Now that's a
Made
good
my
marketing
list.
team.
Yeah.
They've had a few good campaigns
Yeah.
lately.
Who owns that? Mars?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Snickers. And before I get to my number 1, I just want to say that my friends didn't do this subject justice. You left out classics like Airheads, Peeps.
Airheads are good.
Peeps are
Airheads
fucking
are good.
disgusting.
Peeps are so
Nobody
good.
wants
Disgusting.
Dude, if you don't have a Peep at Easter time, you're doing it wrong.
If you
course I do.
You
but
have
Peeps are
one
disgusting.
out of, like,
if
the
you eat a
best.
peep more than one day a year,
You're disgusting.
you're disgusting.
Yeah. You've
That's a
got-
bad take
got
too. But,
issues.
There's the episode.
I mean,
title.
you got like Dove chocolate. You got these caramel
Dove?
chocolate
That's
Dove.
Ghirardelli.
dude.
It's just
Dove
that's
chocolate's
chocolate.
good, but that's not making
No,
my
it's
top
not
5
dark.
list.
Dove.
I
It's
said
milk.
Dove. Dove chocolate's good. It's not making my top 5 list. The little quotes are good. I like
you
the
know,
inspiration.
how about the little like the snowflake, the snow caps? You know those
Snow
chocolate.
caps?
Snow
What
caps
is
are
it?
no,
No,
bro.
Or you get the ones that are actually made at a chocolate factory that are like the little things with the snow caps on them, but they're
Joey's
like
the type
really
of guy to
acid.
have Hershey Kisses as his top
Sea
one.
salt caramels. Like, come on, dude.
Oh,
There's so
no,
many good
Not
chocolates.
90.
Ooh, those little
My
pineapple,
unsugared
those little
candies.
pineapple ones though. Those smack.
I think there's been
Saltwater
22 honorable mentions in this one top 5.
Saltwater taffy.
No.
No.
25.
Yeah. So number 1, this one's one accessible to anyone. A good old Take 5 bar.
Yes!
Best
Yes!
candy bar.
Oh
Yes.
my god, that was
Thank
my
you.
original number 1, and I was
Thank-
like, nah, it's just not. Okay, I'm with you now. I'm 100% on Joey's team. Take 5 is my
Dude,
favorite candy,
when
but I
I-
didn't think it was candy enough.
Yes, when I moved to school, my mom made sure to send me like 2 things to Take 5 bars that were always in my dorm. They were
dude.
hidden, so none of my friends could find them. I had a candy thing that was out for everyone to enjoy, and there was a no drawer, and
I
the
never
no
saw
drawer was
that
almost
candy.
exclusively Take 5 bars.
We got to think
I'm
about.
so with you now. Thank you.
We
I
really
love
gotta.
you.
We're gonna have a big argument because come Halloween time, we're gonna get some trick or treaters here. We got to think about what candies we want to put out there, man.
I wanted to say one thing.
Oh,
Though.
you
Go
Yeah,
for
when I say them. I don't consider them a candy because they're more from the like. I consider candies you eat, you chew, right? That's really candy to me. I last year bought like a 5-pound case of Warheads.
Oh, that's a
Warheads
good
are
one.
good.
Yeah.
Would just eat like 8.
What
at a
about-
time,
what about
and it
the-
would burn my tongue?
What
but
about
I
atomic
loved the
fireballs?
taste. Also good,
No.
lemon heads.
Lemonheads.
See,
So
this,
I don't really
this is like the
consider
stuff you
them-
buy in the giant
I don't,
assortment
yeah, but I don't
bags.
really consider them
yes.
candy because you're kind of just sucking on them. Like it's not
That's
really.
But you
candy.
they have the lemon head chewy or chewables
Yeah.
or something.
How about
like
the
that.
couple worst candies? Like in that packet, you had like the little,
Necco.
the little
Necco.
3-ball things. You know, in the
Oh, the
Whoppers?
Gobstoppers. Gobstoppers are
Gobstoppers
fins.
are good.
No,
Fantastic.
Milk
Whoppers.
duds, right?
Milk duds.
Milk duds.
Is there anything,
No, those
is there anything
suck.
worse than mounds? Mounds are horrible.
I love Mounds.
I'm not a huge fan of.
You know
Dots.
what's the worst
Dots
candy
are-
ever? The
Dots
Necco, the Necco.
I
things.
say we
I'll-
just do this for 20 more minutes. Like we just make this like all candy podcast.
How about we don't?
Yeah, how
And
about we
let's
end it
move.
here?
Let's.
I-
We're gonna end it. This has gone way over. Any
it
last
was
thing
fun,
to say?
Milk
about-
Duds? I think is one of the hot. Like that's either you're completely on the side for Milk Duds, or there's like the complete anti-Milk Duds.
I've never met a Milk Duds pro person.
My mom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Never met her.
No, you're right.
Are you like the guy that makes your s'mores with Reese's?
No, but that's fine.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Right, well,
All right.
that top 5 segment went way over time. So Noah, you wanna bring us into our next segment here?
Yeah, so us Wild Cards podcast is going as in like Wild Cards pod.
Oh!
Cast.
Oh!
Oh,
The cast.
The cast. We're gonna go around the room and we're gonna ask our guest Ian here some questions. We're gonna ask him 2 questions each, and he'll be able to answer one of them.
Jolly Ranchers did
Shut up, dude.
Can I start this off?
Yeah, go for
Go
it.
for
All
it.
right, Ian. I got 2 questions for you. The rule is I'm going to ask you 2 questions, and you have to answer one of them. You have to pick one of them and answer it truthfully. Okay?
Okay.
The first
Caramel
question is:
apples.
are you familiar with the classic trolley problem? Classic philosophical question. There's a trolley going down the tracks. We say train, but I think it was originated in Britain or something, so they say trolley. Trolley's going down the tracks. It's headed for 5 people. It will run these people over. They will die. But you are standing in front of a lever, and you can switch the lever, which switches the tracks and diverts it. Now, if you divert it, there is only one person on the track, but that person is your sister. Who do you choose? Now, that's the first question. The second question is, I told you guys before, this was life or death. You're locked in a room with the 5 of us,
Oh my god.
and you've got 2 bullets and a loaded gun.
Oh my god.
The only way for you to get out of the room is to shoot 2 of us. Who are you picking?
Joey's getting both.
Joey's going. Does he have to shoot 2 people, or
You have to shoot 2 people.
use both the bullets?
So you can pick the trolley problem with your sister, or out of the 5 of us, who do you shoot? I personally hope you pick 2 of us to shoot, but that's just me.
Those 5 people are dead. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I don't know.
that was.
I agree.
I
don't
agree
know
with that
them.
question.
It's gonna, no matter what, I'm gonna have insane remorse, and I'd rather just be people I don't know and don't see the effects of than my own sister. It's the selfish thing to do, but sorry.
Okay.
Also, I don't want to talk about this too much. This is kind of screwed up. But if you don't pull the lever, then technically you
It's
had
supposed to be
no-
the other way. I just realized that. It's supposed to be the other way, where if you don't pull the lever, your sister dies, but if you pull it, then the father
Yeah,
will
well,
die. So
I'm
then
not
you have to
pulling
deal
the
with
lever,
the
so
guilt.
I'm acting like I didn't see it.
Exactly.
I just walked
Okay, but if
past
it's... Sorry, I said it the wrong way. If it's the other way around, you have to push the lever to save your
I'm
sister.
not answering that question. I already answered mine.
Wow. Okay.
Wow,
I'm gonna
okay.
assume you push the
But I
lever.
pulled the lever, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I am. Mine are a little bit lighter. Maybe we'll expose
Then
some
that
things
impossible.
here. First question you could possibly answer: what is the single weirdest thing you've ever done in your childhood home?
That's a hard.
And option number 2, what 2 normal activities become weird when you do them back to back?
Oh,
Okay.
I want to answer that question just because that's a good question. It's just an interesting question.
I have to.
Maybe if we have time.
I'm gonna answer the first
We
one
don't
because I
have
We
really,
don't
No,
have
we
time.
don't.
I would really have to think about the second. Probably play. Weird thing that we do is probably when we're like 17 years old for like 8 hours playing glow in the dark hide and seek in my
Yep.
bedroom,
We did
This
that.
is you and Noah.
and a few of the friends, and it never got boring.
And you were 17?
16, 17 is probably the last time we played. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glowing. How big
We actually
was,
played last night.
how big was your
Okay.
room that you were
I have
playing?
a pretty big bedroom.
Are we talking like
Now we know
studio
why
big?
Noah enjoyed Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3
have
so
like
much.
a section for my bed, which was a California King. And then
Oh,
a
okay.
whole-
Humble brag.
and a whole like other section where I had a futon, a love seat, a whole coffee table, and like a TV stand and everything. And then a whole other section for my desk, and then like computer stuff, and then the laundry room was also combined because it used to be the old playroom, and the laundry room was in there, and there's more room to hide in there. And
You
there's,
know,
like,
we're
there's, like,
talking about your room, not your
there's
house.
like
right?
4 different closets too that you can hide in. Yeah,
That
My
was your
God.
room?
that's my bedroom. Yeah.
All right, Noah.
Interesting.
Ask this man if you can
That
have
was
some
his,
money.
his
As one of your
bed
questions.
complex.
Okay, Ian. I've known you for a little while now, so these questions were kind of hard to come up with.
Aww.
Okay, first one was, what's the best inside joke you've ever been a part of? And number 2, what is the most embarrassing thing you've ever worn?
Connor just realized Noah found the same.
Website is yeah.
Can I answer the second one in like a variation of it?
How so?
How so?
There's no
I
rules.
wore nothing. Dove into a swim race, fully came off my bathing suit.
Oh.
I remember
that.
Finished the race.
Did you win?
Did you win?
No, absolutely not. I was like 8.
Did,
Wow, that
did
point-
everyone know?
Oh yeah, my suit was just floating, and I was a little kid.
You swam
swimming.
butt naked.
Yeah,
What?
I grabbed the suit and I touched the wall and put it underwater and knocked out.
That's kind of awesome.
That's
That's,
kinda
baller as hell.
Was
I
it like
would've
a
just
speedo?
done-
That's when Ian figured out that he was going to be fantastic at swimming.
I
Wait, how
really
long ago
got
was
that
this?
good. I was like 8 or 9.
Wow.
Was it a speedo or was it like a bathing suit?
It's not a speedo, but like the tight things that go to your knee.
Yeah.
Was it,
Came
was
right
it
off
jammer?
from the start. Yeah, it was a jammer. Yeah, came right off from the start.
You hate
Wow.
to see it.
Did you see the
Did,
light
like, you
turn
knew
dark out?
immediately, right?
I'm not gonna. How am I not gonna know?
Yeah, you realized right away.
I'm not gonna touch the wall, look down, but
I remember that happened. I remember that happened when I was taking my lifeguard test because we had to swim a 50, and I forgot what it was. It was probably like 35 seconds, which for you is easy, but for me, since I didn't
Oh,
actually
for the Nassau
swim,
test.
my town test
Oh,
was
okay.
you had to swim a 50 in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think I was at like back when I was actually training for my test. I think I was at like 28, so I was fine. But as soon as I dove in for my official test, my jammer fell down below my butt cheeks.
Oh.
And then I just was kind of like, had one arm back, but I had to swim with it, so it was like, I would stroke, and then on my way out back up, I'd try to pull up my
That's
pants.
funny.
So I think I added a couple seconds, but
I would have had too many answers for the second one.
what was the second one again?
That was the what is the most embarrassing thing you've ever worn?
Oh, I've had way too
No,
many.
no,
I've
no,
had
no, the
way
other
too many
one
bras
was-
on.
The
Oh
other
yeah,
one
no,
was-
that's the one I was saying.
The
Oh.
first one was, what's the best inside joke you've been a part of?
Oh, I
So
was
Connor,
thinking
you
of
could
the
still.
Euros.
He didn't answer that. You could still use it.
No, I changed my question already.
All right, let's hear him.
All right, 2 questions for you, Ian. What is the worst name you could think of to possibly name your future child? Or number 2, what scares you the most in life?
Spiders. Absolutely
Good
petrified
answer.
of spiders.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good
I
answer.
can't wait till I see my Ian's son, and his name is Spider.
Spider. Honestly, it goes for both. I hate spiders.
Yeah, so you would never name your future son or daughter Spider?
Nope.
It's a cool name.
It's
That
a
is
cool name.
Yeah. Because if he was
Spider
a guy,
Mitchell.
if he was a guy, he would have been a man. Spider, man. Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Clever.
fair enough.
So you can't name him Peter either.
Well, his last name isn't Parker, so.
Well, still.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
could
Peters in
marry
the
a
world.
Parker.
All right,
Joey,
Joey, you got
what do
2
you got for
questions. Joey is currently.
Yeah. I just realized that the whole thing was that he only had to pick one of them. It's like one of mine was like way easier than the others. So I can't pick it.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't like that noise.
I'm just gonna give you one.
Deeply uncomfortable.
Maybe I'll give you a second one. We'll see. Would you rather have to announce to everyone around you when you have to fart or pee your pants daily?
Announce when I have to fart. I do it half the time anyway.
Like
True.
in public. Like, every time you
that's
fart, you
fine.
just scream. I have to fart.
Absolutely fine.
All right, boys. Before we wrap up this episode, I've got a couple questions for you, plain and simple. You gotta tell me if these are true or not true. These are all movie-related facts, okay? So, number 1, the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz were paid more every week than Toto the dog.
Not true.
I'm so bad at movies I haven't even seen The Wizard of Oz.
Not true.
Not true.
Yeah, I feel like that's not true.
I'm just
Not
gonna go
true.
not true because everyone says that.
All right,
I know
that is correct. It is not true. Toto the dog was paid more than the Munchkins
I
in The
feel
Wizard
like
of Oz.
I feel like he wouldn't have put it in there if it was.
There's
true.
a ton of stories about the making of The Wizard of Oz that are crazy.
Yeah,
Wasn't
Like-
there the one munchkin
Apparently there's a munchkin that
hung itself?
hung itself, and it's in a frame of the movie.
Yeah.
And then Dorothy, the actress for Dorothy, Judy Garland, was like on drugs the entire time because the agent and the director made her so that she could film it. And the Munchkins were always having like sex parties
that's
and
so
crazy stuff
weird.
like that. That movie is ridiculous when it comes to the making of it. Like, it's really weird.
It's so weird. All right, number 2, in the original Jurassic Park movies, the Velociraptors, the sound that they make in the movie, in order to get that sound bite, they actually filmed turtles mating with one another.
True.
Yeah, I'll go true.
Yeah, I'll go true because that's pretty in depth, and I don't think you could have made that up. So.
I know that they used a lot of like natural props for that movie to make the sound, so I'll go true too.
Yeah, that is without a doubt. That is a true fact. So enjoy going back and watching the original Jurassic Park movies now,
I like
listening
it
to
even
that.
more.
All right, number 3, the first Paranormal Activity movie that was made is actually the 3rd most profitable movie ever.
Probably
Profitable
The
based on production
and
value
everything
versus-
was
Yeah.
awful. So I'm gonna say true.
I'll rock the boat. We haven't had different answers yet. I'll say not true.
I'm gonna say not true. I don't see how that's possible.
I'm gonna say not true either. I think
I
there's
can
been more
definitely say it's
profitable.
possible. I won't be surprised if you're right, but I'm going to say not
Wouldn't,
true.
like, a lot of YouTube videos be the most profitable?
They're not movies.
I'm talking about
I
a
know,
released
but I'm
movie.
just saying, like, oh, never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
excuse it.
Probably some of those early viral ones. So what's your answer? True, not true?
I haven't seen that movie either, but true.
I haven't seen it either, but I just know it sucks.
I haven't seen
It
that.
is not true, but
Is it higher?
It's fourth.
it is the number 1.
Oh, it's
the
really?
most profitable movie ever made with a return on investment of 19,758%.
Oh, we're
Wow.
going on percent?
Well, yeah.
Oh, well, because
I
guess
just thought it meant like how much money based on money they put to.
Well, that's percentage.
No, like say like. I
Like
thought it
money
was,
made
actual-
over money spent.
Yeah, it's like
That's
money
percentage.
made minus money spent. I thought it was minus. So
Well,
they
it'd be-
profited that much. I wasn't thinking percentage wise.
So that was true.
That was
I guess that
not
would be a
true.
little different.
It was
Yeah,
number
so
one.
we were
It was
right
the
about
it
that.
was the first. It was the most profitable movie.
I guess, like, thinking about it, that
I wasn't
movie,
thinking percent.
It
I
cost
was
just
thinking, like,
the
just-
movie cost $60,000 to make,
That's
That's true.
nothing.
That's true.
Wow.
and they spent $400,000 on marketing. But the movie
I
brought
was
in.
going to say that was marketed like a lot. Like, I
But the
think that
movie
was a low
brought in
budget.
$90 million.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And that
Well,
movie-
yeah, because a lot of those shots are just shot on like
Right,
household cameras.
right.
Yeah.
Because it makes it look authentic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's just cheap. Yeah.
How much do they pay the actors if it's
No, probably
a 60
not a lot of
grand
money.
movie?
All right. O.J. Simpson was originally considered to play the Terminator in the movie Terminators.
True.
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 Sure.
I'll go not true. I
It
feel
is-
like
It is true.
okay.
It is
I
true,
figured
but
at
he
that point.
wasn't picked because the directors thought that O.J. Simpson was too nice of a guy to
Yeah.
play the Terminator in those
Yeah.
movies.
He is.
It's ironic.
Love you.
How many times are we going to talk about OJ, and how many times are we going to make jokes about him being innocent?
The first time the Terminator shows up, he's just like, "Hello, Twitter world."
Hello, Twitter.
Are we an anti-OJ podcast or are we for OJ podcast?
We're not.
We're kind of just like an anti-murder podcast. So like,
allegedly.
Just making sure. I was-
Allegedly.
Good thing he's innocent.
Allegedly.
The glove didn't fit.
Allegedly.
Okay, we did this last pod.
Disclaimer. Here once again.
All right,
about
last
supporting
one
OJ.
for you. Last one for you. In the movie Titanic, all of the scenes that were filmed on the boat, so when they're telling the stories from the past, take up the same amount of time that it took the boat to sink.
Wait.
So you're saying the whole movie?
So all the scenes, if you add up all the time of the scenes that were filmed on the actual boat itself, is the same amount of time that it took the boat to sink in real life.
Believe it or not, I haven't seen that movie either.
I haven't seen that.
Well, I know that. That's a long movie, isn't it?
I'm gonna say
It's one of the longest. It's like
Yeah, it's one
Endgame
of the-
just beat it out,
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
one of the
Well, how
It's
long
over
is that?
3
Like
hours.
Gone with the Wind. Like 8 hours, wasn't it? The first version of Gone with the Wind.
Why is
What
that?
about-
Why do you
know
always
that.
bring up
what about
ancient
Shovel Willie?
movies?
How long is that one?
8 minutes. It's on a loop.
Steamboat. It's not on a loop!
It changed the world!
I literally went and watched it like 3 times. You
And,
know,
like, what,
So it took you
Yeah,
5
like
minutes?
10 minutes.
You watched the whole thing or just the loop?
There's definitely like you reuse some scenes, but
Now he's admitting
He's
it.
backtracking.
Now he's
All right, to
admitting
get
it.
back to it, I'm gonna say true because it took a lot longer to sink than I think most people think that
I'll
it takes
go
a boat to
true
sink.
because I feel like it'll be anticlimactic if Connor says not true.
Yeah, I think. I'm gonna assume it took like just around 2 hours for the boat to sink. So I'm gonna say that's true.
One time I was so deep into YouTube that I found a simulation of the Titanic sinking, and it was either 5 hours long or like an hour and a half. I don't remember which one it is, so I'm gonna go not true.
Joey?
Do you think it took longer?
I think it either took longer or shorter. I don't remember
Well, yeah,
the
that's not
timestamp.
true.
what are the other
I
options?
think it was like an hour and a half.
Do you realize you
Qualify.
It's like longer or shorter? The only other answer is if it
No,
was.
no, because I was asking him like, you're saying not true because you think it was longer, but he was clarifying no because he thinks it was either an hour and a half or 5 hours. He thinks it was
fair.
longer or shorter.
All right, well, I think it took the boat a lot longer to sink than 2 hours.
So you're going not true?
I think that's a fair assessment.
You're
Yeah.
going not true.
I'll
Ian?
go true.
You'll go true.
I said true, but I think that Joey's assessment is a good one.
It is true.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So, in the scene set in 1912, which is the movie except for the present day scenes,
Four.
it was a total of 2 hours and 40 minutes, the exact time it took the Titanic to sink. Also, the collision scene was 37 seconds, which was also how long.
Was that intentional?
I would assume it was
That
intentional.
would be a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
It
It's
was-
just like
How would they know how
um,
long the collision is on the Titanic, though?
Science.
Yeah.
Science.
science rules. It's just like the Bohemian Rhapsody, the one scene where it was like a Live Aid.
Yeah.
It was the Live Aid show. It was like the same thing that everyone saw on TV.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was shot the same.
Yeah,
Like,
but that was
that's-
probably a
that's-
little
that's-
bit easier to recreate.
Well,
than
yeah, it's
down
much
to the minute.
easier to recreate, but it's really cool to see that how directors are able to.
But the idea that the entire time, like every shot put together where they're on the boat is the same exact length as the time it took it to sink, like that's a pretty minute detail that, in my opinion, is unnecessary, but cool.
Yeah.
Go
It's
James
just like
Cameron.
the Russos. The Russos, whenever they direct movies or TV shows,
Little Easter
one of their
egg.
first, like things that they directed was Arrested Development. So,
Oh, really?
They reuse a lot of those actors, and you'll find in the background Arrested Development posters.
I didn't know that they
Well,
directed
yeah, because it
Arrested
was after
Development. I
Endgame
love that
released.
show.
After Endgame released too, someone took the runtime of all the Marvel
No, that was
movies.
fake, I think.
What I'm about to say?
Yeah.
It is fake, but someone
Oh,
took the
okay.
runtime of all the Marvel movies and it added up to 3,000 minutes based on the "I love you 3,000" quote, and everyone thought that was intentional, but they came in and just said, "No, that's just one crazy coincidence that we had."
But I thought it didn't even add up to that.
It was like around there probably.
It was
real
It's probably
close.
like round up, round down.
I feel like
Gotcha.
there's so many of those stories that like people have like put insane amounts of time into to find these like fake Easter eggs, and then like, some of
so
some
much
of
time to figure it out that nobody's gonna be like, all right, it's false.
and some of them have like actually like gained credibility, and I feel like the people have just accepted it, just like it makes them look like they're more intelligent.
Yeah.
Like even like rap songs, like when they're like, oh, you can play it backwards, and it like says,
Well, there's some stuff like that.
yeah, well, there is some stuff like that, but you can tell. Like,
Yeah.
Some stuff is like J. Cole, Forbidden Fruit backward is the neighbor's beat. Like stuff like that is.
Yeah,
And like
it's
Kendrick,
known.
Kendrick Lamar's Duckworth at the end of Damn is like you can actually when you listen to it, it's like oh that's backwards. And
Yeah.
then you just if you play it backwards.
Logic did the intro.
Logic
of that
did
one.
the intro
Yeah.
for his Flexecution song.
Yeah.
on his original Bobby Tarantino mixtape. One of the first songs, if you play it backwards, is the Flexecution beat.
Oh.
But a lot of those rappers just flip beats and sample a bunch of
Easy.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
we think it's like really impressive, but yeah,
They're just like
It's
being
really
lazy.
just saving
Just
and
they hit a button.
Yeah.
Um,
Joey, you got a quick story for us?
Yeah, so I guess to conclude the podcast, we went a little long today. Candy really was a hit, but bringing back to the candy to end this episode once and for all.
Shocker.
My number 5, the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears. I couldn't leave it off of my list because every time someone brings the topic of candy up, I can't help but think of this and the enjoyment I've got out of this. But if you've never heard of this product, I should say, I highly advise you go onto Amazon and read some of these reviews that I'm going to delight you with. A couple little snippets. As backstory, the way that they make these gummy bears sugar-free, they use some chemical. I didn't have the time to research it. But the chemical is, some people don't tolerate it very well, and by some people I mean a lot of people. So like even the package itself will say like you should only try like eating 10 to 15 of these bears tops at first, just to kind of test it out and see how your body reacts to it, because it's not suitable for everyone. But what people do is they don't read it, or they just it kind of became viral and people would eat way too many of them, and these are some of the effects. From a review titled "Fully Weaponized Gummy Bears." The cramping started about an hour later, and soon enough I was as bloated as a balloon in Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. When the rumbling started, I sprinted down the hallway and made it to the bathroom just in time for the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse to stampede from my backside, laying waste to my home septic system and my will to live. After 3 hours of pelvis-shaking gummy bear assault, I was spongy and weak, surprised that I had any bones left. I cursed Haribo with a little strength I could muster. From a review titled, "It's all true. OMG. Everything previously written is true. It's all true. Don't eat more than 15 in a sitting unless you're trying to power wash your intestines."
Jeez.
the great phrase.
From a review titled, "Be sure to buy OxyClean too. Be sure to also buy a tub of OxyClean with this to get the blood and diarrhea stains out of your underwear, clothes, furniture, pets, loved ones, and ceiling fans."
That's disgusting.
And last but not least, from a review titled, "Just don't, unless it's a gift or for someone you hate." What came out of me felt like someone tried to funnel Niagara Falls through a coffee straw. I swear my sphincters were screaming. It felt like delicate starfish was a gaping maw projectile vomiting a torrential flood of toxic waste. 100% liquid. Flammable liquid. Napalm in all caps.
So that man is an incredible writer.
Yes, no, I promise you, like, genuinely, if you're ever just bored or like you find yourself down like the YouTube rabbit hole, go on Amazon, look up sugar-free gummy bears. Some of these people put crazy amounts of time into writing these elaborate stories.
If you're ever bored of something, just eat a fucking handful of these things.
See what happens for a wild ride.
I actually
Hold on.
I will go on a limb and promise right now that we will do an episode of this podcast where I buy the 5-pound bag, and we
You're just
all
gonna promise that for all of
we
us?
all
We didn't
No, you
agree to
cannot
that.
just put those words in our
I mean,
mouths.
I'm gonna do it, but
Yeah.
you can't just promise that for us.
So I promise you.
Okay, we also promise we're gonna
I
give
will
Nick
actually. I'll promise we'll make
Carolina
it
Reaper.
the first episode when I move back and I move into this apartment full time and we're full time podcast all together.
Blog boys.
Blog boys.
We will have the sugar-free gummy bears ready to go. We'll eat them live at the start of the show, and maybe we'll go on live too. And there's gonna be periodically people leaving, and we'll see whose stomachs can tolerate the sugar-free.
Maybe
gummy
that'll
bears.
be the first filmed podcast.
Yeah,
Where
I
we
can
actually
promise you. I can promise you,
video
I am
recording.
not going to be able to tolerate them. I can't tolerate anything
I
in my
can't.
stomach.
I can't.
I think I'll be able to do
I'm
that.
going to get so sick.
From
We better
from
make
past
sure we don't have
experiences.
We better
We
not.
only
Yeah.
have 2 bathrooms, by the way, boys.
Oh yeah, we find a bush or something.
We could go into Dominic's
tomato plants.
Tomato plants.
Fertilizer.
The basil. Why is that? He walks out in the morning like, why is my basil rainbow?
Oh, dude, he's got. Let's wrap this up.
Alright, we're gonna wrap up this episode of the Wild Cards podcast. Alright. Thank you guys for listening once again. We're gonna do some shameless plugging here. If you're listening on Anchor, Make sure to favorite the podcast on Anchor. You'll get notified every time a new episode goes live. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, because we're now finally on Apple Podcasts, we are syndicated across all major podcast platforms.
Syndicated.
That's the word of the week, everyone. Syndicated. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, subscribe. It's free. Leave a 5-star review. Say something nice about us. If you're listening on Spotify, you can follow people on Spotify, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Just follow us on Spotify, and if you're listening on YouTube still, please
Listen on one of the other platforms.
Yeah, either listen on one of the other platforms or subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and leave a comment. We love you guys, and we will see you soon.
Thank you, Ian.
Thanks, guys.